Well, good day. How is everyone? This is a beautiful day. I feel really good. The sun is shining. It was 44 degrees here this morning. I'm glad it didn't go below freezing because we have lots of apples in the apple tree. I was out brush hogging, knocking down the brush around there, and found lots of little baby apples. So I'm looking forward to a really good apple season. All right, today is Free for All Friday, May 31st, 2024, and let's get our fruit trees growing and our apple. I ordered some cherry bushes that are doing very nicely. I lost one, maybe, I think I mentioned, because of rabbits, and I forgot to cover them, wild rabbits. But I covered them after, and little sprouts are shooting out from the stem, so I think I might have saved them. But we lost probably 6 months in grow time. This is all new to me, all this prepper stuff, but I enjoy being outside, and so should you. And it's quite peaceful. I wish I could be out there all the time. Anyway, we're going to talk about the Catholic monarchy again, because I had let that slide there for a while because my cheat sheet was in the wrong place. So let's get started with morning prayers, and we'll talk about the Catholic monarchy and the Catholic monarch and what it should look like. And if you have any questions, shoot them my way. In nomine Dei Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Let us place ourselves in the presence of the Trinitarian Theophany and in Catholic contemplation humbly venerate the Trinitarian Theophany. I need my glasses. Also, I would ask of your prayers for my son-in-law, who is young, but struggling with some health issues right now, and it's putting the family at a struggle, which I believe is necessary in order to move them in the right direction. However, it's always hard to see family suffering. So, we see the Trinitarian Theophany as one divine family, and we thank our families for helping each other and being one, and that's very, very important. And again, I thank my family for rallying together to give them assistance while he's in the hospital right now. Most holy and venerable Trinitarian Theophany, one divine family, I believe that thou art here present. I venerate thee with the deepest humility. I render to thee with my whole heart the homage which is due to thee. O Trinitarian Theophany, relying on thine infinite goodness and promises, I hope to obtain the pardon of my sins, the help of thy grace, and life everlasting, through the merits of Deum Iesum Christum et Dea Matronam Nostrae. O Trinitarian Theophany, I love thee above all things with my whole heart and soul, because thou art all good and worthy of all love. I love my neighbor as myself for love of thee, and I forgive all who have injured me, and ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let us thank the Trinitarian Theophany for the many graces that we receive, and offer ourselves and our sufferings up to heaven. O Trinitarian Theophany, I most humbly thank thee for all the favors thou hast bestowed upon me to the present moment. It is again thanks to thy bounty that I should live to see this day, and I desire to employ it solely in thy service. I consecrate to thee all my thoughts, words, actions, and sufferings of this day. Sanctify them, that there may be none that is not animated by thy love, or that would not tend to thy greater glory. Let us make a firm resolution to avoid evil and to do good. And let us beg of the Trinitarian Theophany the graces which are necessary to us. O Trinitarian Theophany, thou knowest my weakness, and that I am unable to do anything good without the help of thy grace. Deny me not thy grace, proportionate to my necessities. Give me strength to avoid everything which thou forbiddest, to practice the good which thou hast commanded, and enable me patiently to bear all the trials which it may please thee to send me. O Dea Matronam Nostrae, I place myself under thy protection. I throw myself with confidence into the arms of thy compassion. Be to me, O Mother of Mercy, my refuge in distress, my consolation in suffering, now and at the hour of my death. O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, I am heartily sorry for having offended thee, and I detest all my sins, because I dread the loss of heaven and the pains of hell. But most of all because they offend thee, O most holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, who are all good and deserving of all my love. I firmly resolve, with the help of thy grace, to confess my sins, to do penance, and to amend my life. I don't exactly remember where I left off, but I think I left off last time about whether or not a Catholic Republic or a Protestant monarchy, which one is better. And this gentleman concluded that it was better to have a Protestant monarchy so that you could work your way into having a Catholic monarchy. It's easier to change the people in the government than it is to change the type of government. So, for example, the Catholic Republic, like I believe Ireland, has fallen into the hands of ill people now, even though it started out as a Catholic Republic. So it's been more beneficial to have a monarchy. And like I was listening to a video last night, and he was talking about lies will always out themselves, and that's very true, and it's happening now. There's a pretty interesting video I shared with Sister Jeannie yesterday. I'm going to try and remember to post it. It's the recent one by Stu Peters, and again, he doesn't understand Catholicism at all. However, there are aspects of the information of history that they have uncovered that are extremely relevant, and they were hidden from us. And it talks about the giants and how they were here, and how these magnificent buildings that we have in every part of the country, everywhere, that you would not expect to be there. And it's all been hidden. We've been told lies about where we came from and revolution and wars and disasters and plagues and all that stuff. It's all lies. Okay, so if it was officially taught to us, it was a lie. So it's good to know where we came from, so we can stop the ones who keep lying to us, get rid of them, and live in peace and truth. So what if our king is a tyrant? That's the question. I think I did do this one too, but this one's worth repeating. In a modern constitutional monarchy, the tyrants are generally the politicians elected by the people and the bureaucratic class who actually run the nation. These are, of course, unimpeachable and must simply be obeyed. The king serves primarily to remind folk that it was not always so, and may not be again if the politicians really muck things up. He might be able to get them out of the mess. In the Middle Ages, if a king broke the law, the great men of the realm would oppose him for his own sake, a la Magna Carta. Did he go too far, the church would excommunicate him. And there was great fear of excommunication for obvious reasons. It had much more weight years ago than it does now, because obviously the church was much more respectable, although not perfect again. One thing I wanted to mention about the politicians becoming this bureaucratic tyrant, all throughout the small towns, they're starting to call out their mini tyrants. And that's what a lot of them are. They get in there and because of a lazy populace who isn't really paying too much attention, they're allowed to become little dictators, and they commit a lot of abuse of power. Okay, and again, it's because in this country anyway, there's it's a republic that is trying to be a democracy, and it's just completely, and it's run by Jewish law. So it's we're so screwed up. And everybody talks about doing the right thing, and yet they have trouble with the foundation, the basis of the right thing. Okay, because mainly they've been told so many lies and they believed them. Okay, so the notion that people can simply inherit power over me bothers me. Isn't voting an effective tool for checks and balances? Doesn't it ensure competence? And he responds, I am sorry that you are bothered. After all, you have no control over the selection of your IRS auditor and innumerable other folk who have more power over you than any medieval king could have hoped to. Okay, so, and let's give an example. He gave one, the IRS auditor, which is true. He in the 70s, the IRS used to just willy-nilly confiscate and take property. They're a little bit better now because the people were getting, a little bit upset with that. But, for example, the abuse in taxation and property taxes. And did you know that property taxes are, you don't, in the United States anyway, and I'm pretty sure that it's everywhere, because any nation that goes into debt and borrows money from the World Economic Forum or the International Monetary Fund or whoever, any of those big bankers, when that country borrows money from them, the country pledges the people's land. They have no right to do that, but they do it as collateral. And how do they collect to pay off that debt? They collect to pay the interest on that debt through property taxes. the government gets property taxes no matter whether you pay them or not. And I say that because I experienced it. I was fighting that years ago. And, I did all sorts of legal procedures and whatnot. But ultimately, in the end, they take the property, they sell it to somebody else for next to nothing because they don't care so much about the sale price. They want that rental income called property taxes. And that next person paid the back taxes and got the property, and then they paid the taxes now. So the property taxes always get paid. It doesn't matter where or what you do. And the reason is because that's a debt owed to those international bankers. So that is the most un-American and un-Catholic, primarily un-Catholic thing that one can do, because they kick little old ladies out, okay, after their husbands have worked and toiled all their life to buy a house and land, and then the government will go ahead and just borrow more money, continue to borrow more money from the Rothschilds and the international bankers, and if you can't pay your quote unquote taxes or your property rent, then you're out. And I can prove this by your being just a tenant, because it says so on your deed or on your title that you filed with the registry. Once you file a deed or register a deed, it says on there that you are tenants in common or tenants in entirety, or whatever legal language the lawyers slipped in there. Okay, you agreed to be tenants, even though you have quote unquote ownership rights. You don't own the property. You have tenant rights. All right. Back to this, the primary one is that, well, not to sound odd, but the Trinitarian Theophany gives the kings a people deserve. Sorry, but holy cow. And I don't like to say that, but oh, Maronna mi. How about that? That's better. Does that not fit where we are at today, especially the United States? Let's contemplate on that for a minute. We have this buffoon that's pretending to be, the quote-unquote king or president or whatever. That's what we deserve. So we have to share this Catholicism with others so that more and more people can become aware of what's really, really good in a world. They just don't have any idea. They can't even fathom it because they've been told so many lies that they believed. The hereditary principle leaves the choice of paramount power to the Trinitarian Theophany, and it has claimed that an attempt to elect him is a denial of providence. On a more mundane level, the truth is it works better. That's a monarchy, a Catholic monarchy, and for longer periods. In the words of the saintly Spanish priest, Father Jaime Balmes, Balmes, in his European Civilization, page 143, states, regarding things in the abstract, there is nothing more strikingly absurd than hereditary monarchy. The succession secured to a family which may at any time place on the throne a fool, a child, or a wretch. And yet, in practice, there is nothing more wise, prudent, and provident. This has been taught by the long experience of ages. It has been shown by reason and proved by the sad warnings of those nations who have tried elective monarchy. Now, what is the cause of this? It is what we are endeavoring to explain. Hereditary monarchy precludes all hopes of irregular ambition. That's key right there. Without that, society always contains a germ of trouble, a principle of revolt, which is nourished by those who conceive a hope of one day obtaining the command. In quiet times under an hereditary monarchy, a subject, however rich, however distinguished he may be for his talent or his valor, cannot, without madness, hope to be king. And such a thought never enters his head. But change the circumstances. Admit, I will not say the probability, but the possibility of such an event, and you will see that there will be immediately ardent candidates. Okay, so, and you see that in society today. You have the most bizarre people, and the people who should be in charge aren't, and the people who shouldn't be are. Now, with a Catholic monarchy, okay, you have this, family succession, and they just know that's what they have to do. That's their responsibility as they grow into it. It's not a question of desire. It's a question of their role, their God-given purpose. Of course, the strife that conflicting parties cause is endemic to the modern state. The welfare of the people is always the first thing to be sacrificed in preparation for the next coup, election, or however the particular republic customarily changes its head of state. It is almost a maxim that those who strive for high office are the least worthy of it. Elections, long experience shows, do not really provide checks and balances. Reflect on the abortion question as an example. I mean, that's just one. Such a key issue, which goes to the very heart of the power of the state and the meaning of humanity, has never in the United States been referred to the ballot box. And even if it were, is the definition of human life something one wants decided by vote? Could it not be altered just as easily? In any case, important questions are rarely decided by the people. Here's another one I'm going to throw out, AI. All right, I was just watching a quick video yesterday about the military, and we forget about this. Also, we're looking at AI search engines, okay, and how cool that is. Okay, it's better than Google because it's eliminating human censorship or something. But yet the military is looking into AI, and they have been since its inception, to make more efficient the killing. Just again, a Catholic monarchy, okay, would have one person would think and say, okay, AI, NG. Okay, that's what we should start. One of those, whatever they call those, at AI-NG. And he would just say, okay, no more. If you attempt to get involved with AI, boom, you're in the clinker. And that's the way it should be. Okay, because that's going to just throw so much, can't even begin to explain the detriments. Just do some searching on your own. Without the AI, it's not. All right, let's get started. We'll continue next week if I can remember and not misplace that sheet because it's pretty good. Let's have Mass, the most important thing. Deum vobiscum, et quoque epote. Oremus. O Trinitarian Theophany, the Creator and Redeemer of all the faithful, grant to the souls of thy servants and handmaids the remission of all their sins, that they may obtain by loving prayers the forgiveness which they have always desired, who livest and reignest with thee, one Trinitarian Theophany, forever and ever. Suscipe Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, hanc immaculatum hostium, quam ego indignus famulus tuus offeri tibi Deum meum vivum et verum, pro inumidibilibus peccatis et offensionibus et negligentiis meis et promnibus circumstantibus, serat promnibus fidelibus catholicorum, vivis aquae defunctis ut mihi et idis proficietat salutem. Deum, qui humanae substantiae dignitatem mirabilite contidisti, et mirabilis reformasti, da nobis perihuis aquae, et vini mysterium, eius divinitatis esse consortes, qui militates nostrae fiere dignatus est particeps Deum Iesum Christum Filium, qui tecum vivit et regnat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Offerimis tibi Deum calicem, salutaris tuam depagantes clementium, ut conspectu divinae majestatis tuae, pro nostra totius mundi salute, cum adore suavitatis ascendat. In spiritu humilitatis et in animo contrito suscipiamur a te Deum Iesum Christum, et fiat sacrificium nostrum in conspecto tu hodie, ut placiat tibi Deum matronam nostrae, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Veni sanctificator, Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et sanctificit oblata prosequendo, et ad capere hoc sacrificium tuo Sancto Domini praeparatum. Suscipe de Sancta Trinitas Sancta Oblationum, quam tibi efferimus, ab amorem passiones, resurrectionis et ascensionis, Deum Iesum Christum, et in honorem Deum matronam nostrae, et Papa Petes Sanctorum et Istorum et omnium Sanctorum, ut illis proficiat ad honorem nobis, autem ad salutem, et illi pro nobis intercedere, dignitur in caelis, quorum amorem agimus in teris, per indum Christum Deum nostrum. Orate, ut meum ac vestrum sacrificium acceptabile fiat ab Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Suscipia Deum Iesum Christum sacrificium de manibus tuis ad laudem et gloriam nominis sui ad utilitatem quoque nostram totiusque ecclesiae suae sanctae. Deum vobiscum et quoque epote, sursum corda habemus a Deum, gratias agamus Deum nostrum, dignum et justum est, de igitur clementissimi mater pater, et Deum materam nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, et Deum Iesum Christum Filium tuum Deum nostrae, supplices rogamus ac petimus. Uti accepta habeas et sanctificas, haec sanctam sacrificium ilibata, in primis quae tibi afferimus pro ecclesiam tuam sanctam catholicam, quam pacificare custodiri adonare, et regere dignitis tot orbiterarum atque catholicae. Memento Deum famulorum creaturorum. We pray for the sick and the suffering, especially Alex Tafur, Katie, Gage, Mindy, Clarette, Mark Jr., Maria Josephina Mose, Henry, Barbara, Benedict Santa Croce, Toby, Mr. Nobody, Anne Botink, the Cantu and Duarte families, Jenna, Lena, Lori, Aaron and family, Maria and the Lineweber family, John Cahill, the Dosco, Nye, Tafur, Began, and Wolf families. We pray for Mr. Nobody to receive the funding and strength needed to complete the first Sede Vacantes Catholic Council office in Monastery of Illinois. We pray for an end to all governmental allowance or sanctioning of abortion, transgenderism, transhumanism, child trafficking, child abuse of any kind, anywhere, place, or time. We pray for the cessation of mass movements of immigrants. We pray for the establishment of a Catholic monarchy with a sound Catholic system of labor, human value, and medium of exchange, with no usury. We pray for courageous men to step forward as leaders of this Catholic society. We ask for a reversal of the feminist ideology and a return to godly femininity, and that gay quote-unquote marriage be banned. We ask that all pornography and the OnlyFans platform be stopped immediately. We ask that all equipment being used for AI, for gateways and portals, be destroyed. And all the technology used to create them destroyed. Just like NASA did with the moon landing. We ask Deum Matronum Nostrae, Deum Iesum Christum et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum to destroy the satanic document of Vatican law that is the Jewish Talmud. We ask to destroy Rome and the Vatican and recognize, and that the people recognize, the authority of the Catholic Church in Portugal. We ask you to release the souls controlled by the demons Lilith and Asmodeus, and those souls under any Jew or Freemason giving support to Israel. And may they come to recognize the respect of all mankind. We pray for wisdom on how to grow natural foods and animals. All these things we ask in accordance with the Trinitarian Theophany's holy and divine will. Et omnium circumstantium quorum tibi fidis cognita est et nota devotio et proquibus tibi afferimus. Vel qui tibi offrunt hoc sacrificium laudis prosesuisque omnibus. Pro redemptione animarum suarum prospe salutis et in calamitatis suae tibi qui redunt falta sua et aeterno Deum vivo et vero. Communicantes et momum venerantes in primis gloriosae semper Deum Matronam Nostrae et Deum Iesum Christum et beatorum martyrium tuorum Papae Sancti Petri et Sancti Lucia et Sancti Jacinta et Sancti Francisco et Sancti Juan Diego et omnium sanctorum tuorum quorum meritis precibusque concedas ut in omnibus protectiones tuae muniam ad auxilio periendum Christum Deum nostrum, quam oblationem to Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum in omnibus consecratem acceptabilemque facerit digneris ut nobis corpum et sanguine fiat dilictissimi filium tuum Deum Iesum Christum, qui pridie quam pateretur accepit panem in sancta sacra abulis manus suas et elevatis oculis in calamate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum suum omnipotentem tibi gratias agens consecravit fregit dique lumnis sui dicens accipite et mandacate ex hoc omnes. Hoc est enim corpus meum. Simili modo postquam ceremonia est accipienser hunc preclarum calicem in sancta sacra venerabilis manus suas item tibi gratias agens Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum consecravit dique lumnis sui dicens accipite et bibite ex omnes. Hic est enim calix sanguinis mei mysterium fidei, quae pro nobis et pro multis effundetur in remissionem peccatorum. Hic haec quotescumque fecetis in me mono facietis. unde et memores Deum nos servitui, sed et plebs tua sancta justem Christum filium tuum Deum nostrae, tam beatae passiones nec non et ab inferis resurrectionis, sed et in caelos gloriosae ascensionis offerimus, praeclare maestati tuae de tuis donis actatis, supra quae propitio axorino vutur respicieri digneris. Supplices te rogamos, Deum Patrem Spiritum Sanctum, iue haec peferi per manus tuum, ut quod ex hoc altares participationes sacrosanctum Deum Filium tuum, corpus et sanguinem subserimus, omni sanctificatione caelesti et gratia repamur per innum Christum Deum nostrae. We pray for those who have died. We especially pray for Nick Dasco, for whom this Mass is being offered. Ipsis Deum et omnibus in Christum quis gentibum locum refugieri lucis et pacis ut indulgeas deprecamur per innum Christum Deum nostrum, per quem haec omnia Deum Iesum Christum semper bona creas, sanctificas, vivicas, consecratis et praestas nobis. Per ipsum et cum ipso et in ipso, est tibi Deum Matrum omnipotenti in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, omnis honor et gloria. Ave Dea Matronam Nostrae, gratia plena Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum tecum. Dea Matronam Nostrae, Matram Deum Iesum Christum, misericordia nobis, peccatoribus nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Libera nos, quaesimus Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, ab omnibus malis, praeteritis, praesentibus et futuris, et intercedente beata gloriosa, semper Dea Matronam Nostrae, cum Papa Petrum Sanctorum et omnibus sanctis, da propitios pacem in diebus nostris, ut ope misericordiae tuae aduiti et peccato simus semper liberi et ab omni perturbatione securi. Per eundum Deum nostrum, Iesum Christum Filium tuum Deum nostrum, qui tecum vivet et regnat in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per aeternam. Pax Deum, Iesum Christum, sit semper vobiscum, et quoque apud te. Haec commixtio et consecratio, corporis et sanguinis Deum Iesum Christum, fiat accipientibus nobis in et salutem aeternam. Pax tecum, et quoque apud te. Deum Iesum Christum, qui ex voluntate Deum Matronam Nostrae, quaparante Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, per mortem tuam unum vivificasti, libera me per hoc sacro sanctum corpus et sanguinum tuum ab omnibus iniquitatibus meis, et universis malis, et fac me tui semper inharare mandates, et nunquam separari permittas, qui cum eodem Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum vivis et regnam aeternam. Perceptio corporis tui Deum Iesum Christum, quod ego indignus sumere praesumo non mihi proveniat in judicium et condemnationem, sed pro tu pietate prosit mihi attutamente mentis corporis, et ad medelam percipiendam, qui vivis et regnas cum Deum Matronam Nostrae, in unitate Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Panem caelestem, accipiem et nomen Deum Iesum Christum, invocabo. Dea Matronam Nostrae, non sum dignus ut et subtectum meus, in tantum de verbo senabatur anima mea. Deum Iesum Christum non sum Deus, ut et subtectum meum, sed tantum de verbo senabatur anima mea. Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum non sum Deus, ut et subtectum meum, sed tantum de verbo senabatur anima mea. Corpus Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Quid retribuam Deum Iesum Christum pro omnibus quae retribuit mihi, calicem saitaris accipiem et nomen Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum invocabo, laudans invocabo Deum matronam nostrae, et ab inimicis meis salvus ero. Sanguis Deum nostrum Iesum Christum custodiet anima mea. Cotore samsimus Deum Iesum Christum piedamente capiamis, et tu et de munere temporale fiat nobis remedium sempiternum. Corpus tuum Deum Iesum Christum, quod samse sanguis, quam patave hera visceribus, meis et praesta, ut in me non re maniat scelerum macula, quem pura et sancta reficerunt sacramenta. Deum vobiscum, equoque pote, oremus. May the prayer of thy suppliants profit the souls of thy servants and handmaids, we beseech thee, O Trinitarian Theophany, that thou mayest free them from all sins and make them sharers in thy redemption, who livest and reignest with thee, one divine family, forever and ever. Deum vobiscum, equoque apote, ite mise est. Deum gratia. Placia tibi sancta Trinitam obsequium servitutis meae, et praesta, ut sacrificium quod oculis tuae majestatis igninus obtuli tibis et acceptabile mihi quet omnibus pro quibus sicut obtuli site miserante propitiabile per Christum Deum nostrum. Sanctificat vos omnipotens Deum, matronam et filium et spiritum sanctum, Deum matronam nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gratias. O Trinitarian Theophany, I believe, I venerate, I hope, and I love thee. I beg of thee pardon for those who do not believe, do not venerate, do not hope, and do not love thee. Most Holy Trinitarian Theophany, Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum, I venerate thee profoundly, and I offer to thee the most precious body, blood, soul, and divinity of Deum Iesum Christum, present here in reparation for the outrages, sacrileges, and indifference by which he himself is offended, and through the infinite merits of his most sacred heart. In the Immaculate Heart of Deum Matronam Nostrae, I beg of thee the conversion of poor sinners. In nomine Deum Matronam Nostrae, et Deum Iesum Christum, et Deum Patrum Spiritum Sanctum. Gracias. Thank you for attending. Appreciate your help. And hello, Peter. How's it going? We've got more from Europe than we do from the States. All right. I think it has to do with the time, to be honest with you. All right. I'm just glad to be able to do this for you all. And I appreciate all your prayers and your help and your donation and everything. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Please go and sanctify all those who you meet. Peter says lunchtime.